our main stage. This is where we will actually shoot a lot of the videos. Things like a Timothy drama, which you call the undergone, is all shot in this room here. You'll notice some of the features of this stage are right before you. Because you want to walk up to this wall, take a look at it. Often we use this for green screen, as you can see here. Green screen, you're probably all familiar with it. You go on the weather every day. You have someone in front of a green screen. They shoot them, cut the. That was filmed here. The whole video was filmed here in this very room where you stand. The whole video, every single scene of the video was here. So when the brothers were finding Paul, right? He's laid out and he's been stoned and dragged out of the pit. They're finding him, all green screen. When they shot it, it was all green. When at the beginning scene, it's all curved. What that allows for is a sense of depth. 6. So in that trailer, we have all the big beards, mustaches, wigs, and stuff like that. We will make all this stuff ourselves, including beards. We have a sister. We had a sister that actually made beards out of real hair. So that goes into making those kind of things. So we want to keep them nice. So for that reason, when we're shooting a video, we do all the food service stuff up here. So the dining room is kind enough to make the food for us in advance, and then they bring it up to us here, and we unload it, and we all eat up here, as opposed to going down to the dining room. You can imagine someone dressed like Timothy would elicit a lot of questions, right? So
resurrection began.
Yeah. So for that reason, we generally have the food up here. Additionally, we don't. But this here is our technical center. This is kind of the hub of audio video. This is where we will do this. Every single publication that we produce at some time or another will go through this room. The reason is because a lot of the work done here is quality assurance. So with quality assurance work, the sisters that work here, like Anna, who was at the front desk and you might have met, she and another sister that work here will check every single publication that is going out to the field before it goes out. The reason for that is they're checking for quality. They want to make sure that the quality of the publication is at a high level. Other branches do the translating, and so they're responsible for the content. So they check the publications that they produce for content. They send them to us, and we make a final double check, basically, for the quality of the publication. Noah and David videos go from artwork to video.
Go ahead, I'm just here for decoration.
Yeah. An editor like myself will do. I'll work with a director. We have a brother who is a quote-unquote director of program, and we will go through essentially and edit together the entire program after it's been shot. Generally, like I said, goes in hand with the shooting, so it can take upwards of a year to edit a program together. You'll notice there that we have 3 different monitors that we look at, 2 computer monitors and 1 television monitor. The reason for that is that computer monitors are much, much higher quality than television monitors. So the image that we might be creating on a computer might be outside of what's called broadcast limits for television. The course of time for governing body and teaching committee approval can be as brief as 2 weeks, because there are teachings on Thursday, governing bodies on Wednesday, or it can be many, many months. Sometimes things have to go back to the governing body or teaching committee for them to approve before it goes on to the next process.
From start to finish, how long?
It varies. The most brief was probably the Timothy drama. That was about 2.5 years. All the audio publications, not this room specifically, we have 4 different studios that we use. This is primarily used for Watchtower and Awake. And then we have another studio that we use for things like video narration, as well as convention drama. So, everything in English is recorded here in the U.S. branch. All other languages are recorded in other branches. Different branches have different setups. Some have only 1 studio, some have multiple, depending on kind of how big they are with translation. Let's see if this thing is on. If it's on now. Oh, it is. Okay, great. So, audio publications are recorded with generally 1 brother here reading, and then he works with a group of 3 in the control room. The 3 are the, oh boy, I just gave this to her earlier. The coach, the engineer, and the follower.
The coach is responsible for the teaching quality of the article to make sure that the emphasis is right, the brother's pace is right, that his voice quality is right for the type of article that they're reading. The follower is responsible to make sure every single word is read properly. Yeah, so the follower has a big stack of dictionaries over there, geographic, medical, etc., as well as a list from MEPS of how to pronounce the different names that are in the articles. And then the engineer is responsible for the sound quality of the article. So as you'll notice, if you'd like to try this microphone out, the microphone is very, very sensitive. Everything is picked up. Hands rubbing, clothes rubbing, stomachs gurgling, all those things are picked up. Oh, Dan Bell, welcome.
Thank you.
So for that reason, the engineer has to listen very carefully to make sure that there are no extraneous or weird sounds on there, because for us, it would be acceptable, but of course in the field, you'd wonder what that was. It would be distracting from what the article is trying to teach. So after an article is put together, after it's finished, they send the finished article down to a brother in Brooklyn. He reviews it, gives them their comments, and then based on his comments, they'll make adjustments to the magazine, and then after that, they'll go ahead and finalize it to send it out. So what they'll do is they'll stop the brother and then have them start over again.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of the brothers are pretty good about it. Some even just take their shirt off and record an undershirt sometimes. But they'll generally have you take off things like corduroy. If you come in with a corduroy jacket, I mean, obviously that's no good. The brothers, they generally use the same brothers over and over for the publications. And with time, they get used to, not making sounds, or if they're going to gesture to do it quietly, like they'll ask the questions from our readers, or maybe they'll read a non-teaching article. We had a sister read an article about berry picking in Finland one time, so they just vary it.
Hello? Hello? Wow.
Oh, wait, let me take a picture.
Oh, somebody gurgling. I can't make myself gurgle.
We record directly to a computer. That computer is actually in the back room right over there. So they try and keep the audio studio as silent as possible.
How long does it generally take to get one study article, for example, done?
A study article, well, they do the study articles in groups. So they'll do 2 or 3 at a time, depending on the article readers are the most qualified and most experienced. So they generally get through the articles the quickest, although they have the most to read.
Here we are in the recording studio, the one that's particularly used for recording the Watchtower and Awake for the Watchtower website. And wow, here's the recording engineer sitting right there at the chair. Imagine that.
Produce however many we've ordered, sometimes as many as 2 million discs. And then those discs are sent over to Wallkill or different branches depending on what they're ordered for. And then they are shipped out and distributed from there, from the shipping facilities. So with all of these discs here, what we have done already is essentially the legwork. The replication company is just for us to use to actually make the disc that the friends will see. You'll note the majority of our work, however, is in the sign language. We do American Sign Language only here in this branch. Each country oftentimes has their own sign language, even though they might speak the same language, same spoken language as another country. So like, for example, in South America, many of the countries speak Spanish, but the sign languages for each of those countries is completely different. So each of those different countries has their different sign language. It was distributed simultaneously on DVD in sign language when we were doing the printed, when we had the printed release as well. So for that reason, there's a lot of work that goes into it before it comes out in the printed version. We get the text from writing, and we go, or I'm sorry, sign language department gets the text from writing, they translate it, they come up here to one of our studios, they shoot it, we edit it together, and all that has to be done in advance so that the truth DVD can be produced, sent out to the different sign language congregations, and then be prepared for them to distribute at the same time we do the printed version. So there's quite a bit of work that goes into the sign language, and it's very consistent. We have the Watchtower that comes out regularly. They're in the midst of translating Bible books, so they're going through the entire Bible, translating that, putting that out in sign language. They also do the sign language drama every year around January. We shoot the drama for the American Sign Language conventions, and we send that out to foreign branches so that they can replicate it and do the drama the same way.
Shooting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
and then they did the chorus song, present songbook number 56,
Right.
and that served as the theme. Also, they tried to pick up the theme for all the other music that was
Right.
used to it.
Yeah.
So Vladimir had been in that chorus. Were you in the chorus also, Natasha? Вера без Тanya. Were you one of the voices also?
No,
Okay.
not mine.
Okay.
Not mine. Only in French language.
Oh, okay.
Oh, French.
But not.
You work with this, Vladimir?
Yes, it's my job.
So,
He
so
teaches.
you know what all of this is.
He teaches computer music making.
Oh wow. Just interface for Pro Tools.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's hard to work with Pro Tools on the screen, you just rather
Yes.
use this. But yeah, the particularly when we're recording music, the microphone lines will come into. I have 36
Channels.
analog channels that come into here, and then it gets all mixed and bussed out to our digital equipment here, to our DigiDesign.
Digidesign.
Yeah, DigiDesign equipment, and of course from there you know that everything after that is digital.
Nice equipment.
It's great equipment.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like a really project studio in Hollywood.
I think this is what we use for the strings.
Oh, TLM 100.
Yeah, till them
100.
100,
Yes.
103,
103. Yes, 103. Yeah,
103.
you're right.
So this.
It's
we've
good
used-
one. Yes.
We've used this. I think they use this for. What do they use this for? MD421. What is this? Sennheiser. I forget what they use this for. They use this one
For strings,
for use AU87.
80,
Is this for strings?
87.
Yeah, 87. U87. This one for strings.
For strings, for vocal, maybe. For choir. For choir.
I know they use one. I'm not really sure. I don't want to. I'm not really sure. See, they have that, and then they have
AKG.
AKGs.
Yes, it's good.
And then they really like the sound of this one too. And of course, it depends on for what the. Have you seen this one? This is a woodpecker. This is made in Estonia.
Estonia.
Yeah. They really like the sound of this one.
The gold one.
This
Really old.
woodpecker.
I know so before.
You never seen it before?
No.
No? Yeah, Ted likes it a lot.
It's only one.
Yeah, it's only one. They bought it for testing, but it's very expensive.
How much?
I think about $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah.
Like a 87.
How much is 87? I don't know.
I think this. Oh, maybe less.
Yeah,
Maybe less.
yeah, but this one was pretty expensive. I don't know what it's made of. It's probably made of gold. Yeah. I didn't open this. See, that's why I don't play an instrument, because I didn't even know how to open this case.
It's lesson number 1, how to open the case.
What color is the
Gave me a
case?
cello.
The first question on the exam.
So the
Is he recording?
yes.
Jam session.
No. Niet.
This is I forget the name. I know it's an Italian man, American man with an Italian name. He's a mathematician, and he figured this out according to the
Fibonacci?
depths. Yeah, and then, so here's the absorptive side, soft side, and back to the hard side.
Fudge. So you're right in the heart of Moscow. I can. Yes. So it's Dmitry and Vladimir. Vladimir and Nat.
Yes, parking garage. Now before it gets too late, take you to up the mountain, take you to one side. So this is residence. This is our residence here.
The best of life living here? How many?
About 1,000.
1,000?
Also. Yeah. Maybe 1,000 or 1,100. Probably. Water is a water tank, so brothers can bring their guests here.
Mangал стоят.
Barbecue. Or grill. Oh, I'm worn out from weddings. I was telling, I'm doing no more weddings except mine.
Music's gonna be next one.
Oh, listen. Just keep. Yeah, we'll see.
So I'm
See you, Ray.
Yeah, they have these dividers here. Yeah, they have a screen here. It writes it as. Projector. The divine name Jehovah is represented by tetragrammaton, that is 4 letters. Okay. Long believed that the tetragrammaton did not appear in copies of the Septuagint, the Greek Bible. Thus, it was argued that when the writers of the Christian Greek scriptures quoted from the Hebrew scriptures, they would not have used the divine name. The papyrus fragment shown above is just one of many examples that reflects the use of the divine name. Found in Oxyrhynchus, Egypt, assigned the number 3522. The scrap dates back to the early 1st century, so the time of Jesus. It contains a passage from Job. The tetragrammaton appears in ancient Hebrew characters. See line 5. There you see it. Greek with Hebrew.